I'm back again with another video. Like always, when I start my videos, I want to thank everyone that has liked, commented, and subscribed since my last couple of videos. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all the feedback I've been getting, all the love I've been getting, and I just am happy that I'm able to build this community with y'all, give y'all this content that you guys are enjoying, and able to start building. I want to give some shout outs to some people that have commented since I started back last week. So let's start off. And if I get any of these names wrong, please forgive me. I'm not doing this on purpose at all. First one is Rento Probreski. He commented on my ASAP Rocky video. He let me know I was the only person that he saw that actually did that video or reacted to that video. So I do appreciate that. I love ASAP, so you know I had to do that. Melanin Anaya, I actually shouted her out last week, but let's shout her out again. She asked that I do the video for the Michael B. Jordan and Laura London actor on actor video for their new movie. Definitely enjoyed that video, so I appreciate that recommendation. If you have any more, please let me know. We Are Kings, actually all the way from Jamaica. Shout out Jamaica. Shout out We Are Kings. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. He told me he was going to subscribe and asked that I keep dropping those videos. So, you know, I'm going to do it. And if you have anything too from Jamaica or, you know, anything at all over there that you want me to react to or just period in the culture, man, or you feel like I can give you insight on or give you feedback on, please let me know in the comments you want me to react to for you. The next one is Ron Burley Oak Ron. I believe that was a response to the Rory and Maul video I did. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely looking forward to see what Rory and Maul do in the future. And then the last one is 40 Love Style. She commented a couple hours ago. Let me know that she sees that I'm an OG Joe Budden podcast fan, as she is too, as I see. And I appreciate that. You know, I have been here. I've been listening since 2015. And man, I just I don't know if I'm going to continue to be a Joe Budden podcast listener, like I said before, but I definitely am looking forward to seeing Rory Maul bring. And I hope that, I don't know, man, that we get something good out of it because I've been waiting this long. I mean, I've been around this long and I don't want to see something just fall to the wayside that I feel like I've invested so much time in listening to. And that has got me through a lot of stuff. But let's get into today's video. So today I'm reacting to a video by Bobbalam. He's a content creator on YouTube. Shout out to Bobbalam. Please go subscribe to his channel. I'm going to put the original link of this video inside the description as well. So if you like this video, go like his as well, as please like mine too. He is doing a video on Bobbalam. Before I get into that, Bobbalam is from the Playboy Cardi community. There's a community of people that will comment on Playboy Cardi's music or in that realm. But he does do a lot of content as well by underground rappers like Soul Fago that's coming up. You know, Uzi's not really underground no more. Ken Carson, you know, just a lot of SoundCloud scene. But I feel like he's kind of, you know, getting a little bit bigger now. He's actually going into depth. I feel like he goes really into depth in his videos and kind of gives us insight on stuff that we might not know. The video he does today is called Why Internet Money Gets So Much Hate. Internet Money is a producer collective started by Taz Taylor and Nick Mura. Taz Taylor is a producer. He originally was signed to Interscope Alamo, which in reference is the label that Lil Durk is signed to. Had some trouble over there. Eventually moved over to the label that 6ix9ine and Trippie Redd are signed to, which is called 10K Projects, which is actually owned by a guy named Elliot Grange, who is the son of Lucian Grange, who is the owner or the head of Universal Music Group, which pretty much, let's just say he's owns the market share of the music business. The guy that pretty much signs Drake's checks. Like Drake is directly signed underneath him. But Universal Music Group pretty much heads all the labels. Let's think Interscope. Anything that's pretty much Sony doesn't touch, they pretty much are the head of. You know what I mean? Like they are above everything. They own majority of the labels and everything goes through them first. So think about it like this. Drake was signed to Young Money. Above Young Money is Cash Money, above Cash Money is Republic, and then Universal. Interscope is underneath Universal, so it's just like that. It's everything underneath it. So the guy that owns all that, his son owns a label now called 10K Projects. It's supposedly be pushed as an independent label. It's not independent. They're distributed through Carolina, which is underneath Universal as well. And they work with Virgin Music Group. But Taz Taylor, Internet Money, biggest song you probably know is Lemonade. That song is with Don Toliver, Nav, and Gunna. remixes with Roddy Ricch. Huge song. They also work with Juice WRLD on his music as well on his first album. I believe both of his, or at least all of his albums. Definitely Lucid Dreams. All These Girls Are the Same. Ransom by Lil Tecca. So they have a resume. Like, they work with people. They make hit songs. They are very, 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 very successful. And I believe they ushered in the sound of that guitar melody. You know what I mean? Like the strings on all these songs that we hear, like I said, on Lemonade, or if you hear on Lucid Dreams, they make those pop rap songs. Pop is not considered just, Britney Spears or Taylor Swift. It's popular music, and rap is the most popular music. So continuously, if there's a big rap song, majority of the time it's a pop song. Like, the Baby is a pop artist, and there's a debate that's on the Joe Budden podcast about this too. But let's get into the video. I've been talking a lot. I just want to get into it. Let's see what's going on. Bobbalam, 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 Bobbalam.
What is good, credit people? Welcome to the channel. It's your boy, Bobbalam, and I got a question for y'all. What are your thoughts on internet money? Put it in the comments, and then after this little talk we got on the video, then we'll see how it's changed. Maybe it hasn't, maybe it has. But this topic came across me when I saw on Twitter that hella people were hating on Taz Taylor, that is, who is the CEO of Internet Money, co-run with Nick Mira, or Nick Mira is the main producer. I'm not sure what their business dealings are, but they were hating on him and Internet Money because Ken Carson, one of Playboi Carti's, or like his star artist basically right now, who I said is going to be one of the mainstream artists soon. Still in the underground though, still bubbling. Next project X, gonna go up. But anyway, after he worked with Taz Taylor, he flew out to LA. They were in the studio, made like 9 songs, something like that, from what I heard, and they were hard. I'm not gonna lie, not that I would know, but they were saying like Ken Carson isn't Internet Money because it's such a bad thing that Ken Carson would be Internet Money, or at least that's what people are saying. And I was trying to figure out why people hate Internet Money so much, and I got like 5 or 6 different reasons as to misconceptions of why people hate Internet Money. Okay, so just to give y'all a little brief summary of what Internet Money is for the people who don't know, it's run by Taz Taylor, Nick Mira. Those are the main 2 guys. They brought up Juice WRLD, Ian Dior, Lil Skies, Lil Tecca, hella people in the industry that you listen to currently or have in the past who were like legit stars in the industry. Internet Money helps blow them up, like bring them from the underground to the mainstream. So if you are really in the music business, you would understand that they kind of help these people out. They're not leeching off, which is one of the reasons why people hate them, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So firstly, the main reason that people hate Internet Money is because they think that they build industry plants. They just
we already know what he's gonna say. All right. If you're not familiar, an industry plant is considered someone that is seen as independent. There's multiple things. Seen as independent, but has a major label backing behind them. So they could be, let's say somebody says that they're truly independent when we have somebody that, but they're really not. And then we have somebody like Chance the Rapper. They succeed at a high level, and people are like, oh my God, like, why is this other person that's independent not making it as big as this person? It's like, because they're signed to a label. Like, they're putting on this facade that they're doing all these things on their own, with no team, nothing behind them. But honestly, they have a big machine behind them, and they're getting pushed. And out of nowhere, they're like, oh yeah, man, just sign an Interscope. But it's like, now you've been signing Interscope since you came on the scene. Then you have also industry plants that are like, man, yeah, man, I just came in and I went in line and I uploaded the song and I just didn't think about it. And then all of a sudden I'm getting all these calls from these labels and they want to sign me. It's like, yes, maybe that has happened before, but it's not happening to everybody. It's not a common thing in place where a random song is put online and then all of a sudden you're getting contacted by labels or you're meeting with Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't happen. The other thing is taking somebody from that has let's say 1,200 followers, 200 followers, 11 subscribers. Shout out me. Somebody that pretty much has no audience or nobody really knows about them like that, and then they take them, turn them into a star, market them, and then all of a sudden they're like this big person, but they have no fan base. People that have been seen this way is somebody like Designer, or somebody like Baby Goth, or somebody like, I'm trying to think who's like a huge somebody that people think are industry plants, Ian Dior and 24K Golden. They just mentioned Ian Dior. They have a big song called Mood. Honestly, I'd heard of 24K Golden before because of that song, "Playing Games on Your Phone." I think that's what it's called. And then the other one, Ian Dior had that song "Gone Girl." But for the most part, the mainstream people don't know who they are, and their song went bananas and went number one in the country, and number one on Billboard. But it's like, for the most part, people are like, "Who are these people?" Like, you know what I mean? We don't know who these people are, and industry plant has been seen as a, you know what I mean, like a it's seen as a detractor in the business, just because people are like, they're against labels because they feel like they're just pushing out a bunch of like nonsense music and, you know, just feeding the crowd whatever anybody wants to hear. I don't think that internet money creates industry plants, only because I feel like they put out quality music. Yes, do I not listen to everything that they put out? Sure. I don't. I'm not a big fan of Lemonade. It's just not me. It sounds like it's built for radio. It sounds like it's built for the mainstream. But do I feel like it's a hit? Yes, it's a hit. Every time I go out, I feel like every time I'm around a girl and Lemonade comes on, they go bananas because they love that song. It's a hit regardless. But it's also, it sounds very formulaic, where it's made to be a hit. But that's what Nick Mira and Taz Taylor are in the business of doing, making hits, making their labels big as possible. And I feel like they usher in sounds, like I said, for the melodic guitar sounds and all the strings that we're hearing now. They are actually big for that. The same way that Pierre Bourne came in with those video game noises and stuff when it came to his music, when he came out with when he got big, when Magnolia came out, people were all copying his music as well. They copy Drake music. They copy, the underwater underwater sound and the reverse R&B samples. That they always copy this stuff. So I feel like they ushered in a sound, and then they held that sound to make it known, like, yo, yeah, we are the gods of this sound, or the creators of this sound. But I don't agree that they're industry plants. I don't think that or they create industry plants. I feel like they just make good music. They take somebody that feel like that has potential, the same way that labels used to do back in the day. They find somebody with talent, they build them up at artist development. Artist development, that's not a common thing. Say it again, artist development. It's not a common thing anymore, where people will put them in like a camp, learn how to write songs, get their swag together, get their image together, get their music together, so when they come out, they are a full package and are able to be delivered. Now, does it always work? No, because you're not building a fan base. You're not coming in with people that see you get it from the ground up and then they love you, like somebody like XXXTentacion or anybody from the Members Only clique. A lot of people that have built a foundation because people have seen them build from the foundation. Kendrick Lamar, Drake, people that we know are, solidified artists, you know what I mean? Lil Uzi, we've seen that. I'm from Philly. We've seen Lil Uzi build up from the ground up. A lot of people just come in and they're just like, oh, they're on fire. But we don't know anything about them. We didn't see their come up. So we feel like, we just feel entitled now because of Instagram, because of social media. We want to see the whole package. That's how things are nowadays. You got to get used to it. Got to get with it or get lost.
Take people with no talent, no organic growth, and just give them a hit, basically, write a song for them or get a song from somebody else, smack like a cliche emo rap beat on it, and call it a day. Maybe give them some clothes, maybe give them a deal, make them look poppin', get some promotion from FaZe or some of these other big groups that have hella clout. And while you may have somewhat of an argument in some cases, because some of them are questionable, say like Ian Dior being the main proponent of this argument, when it comes down to it, they're just a business. And every single label essentially does this. They'll take social media stars, though, people who are legit have no talent, like say Lil Pump, who, he had some hard songs, but let's be real, he low-key has no musical talent. They got Bad Baby. Atlantic signed her, and all she did was say, "Catch me outside." How about that on Dr. Phil? And then they turned her to a rapper. She don't write her songs, and that's why she started OnlyFans now, because she basically fell off musically. Or at least that's what I think. I don't listen to Bad Baby. I don't know who does. Maybe she getting hella streams out here. I would not know. But in conclusion, regarding this point, every single label does this. That's how you make money in the music industry. You take someone small, you buy the dip, just like a stock market. You make it go up, and you sell at the when it peaks, essentially. If labels were just taking in artists who were already big, then you would be more of a leech. Another name you would call this is just artist development. And again, that's how the music business makes money. But I guess every label does this, and everybody hates labels because there's always this like ongoing battle between artists and label, and artists always talk shit about the label because they're taking a percentage, but then the labels are the ones who are helping them out, giving them fat advances so that they can even blow up in the first place. In a lot of cases, sometimes it's organic. Each side needs each other, so it's really not that big of a deal. Now, secondly, and something I kind of have a bone to pick, and I tell Taz this all the time, and it's not like a diss or anything, but they go pop sometimes, or they have gone recently with songs like His&Hers and Lemonade, especially coming from the underground, working with Lil Tecca, you know, making Ransom, Juice WRLD, making Lucid Dreams, All Girls Are the Same, Lil Skies, Red Roses, his whole Life of a Dark Rose album, basically. But after developing all of these artists that we know and love, they've kind of gone pop using like features from really big artists, seemingly inorganically formulating a hit. So again, it kind of correlates with this industry plant problem or misconception that people have with internet money in the first place, that when they make songs with like 3-4 artists on it who are all big, it seems like they're just trying to DJ Khaled that bitch, essentially name dropping for views and streams. And while now I am not the biggest fan of these pop songs like Lemonade, His&Hers, I get it. They, again, are a business. It always leads to that. Once you have songs that pop off, again, with all these artists that we've mentioned, sometimes you just want a guaranteed hit and you want to make good music. And what better place to do that than to go to the places where they always making hits? Don Toliver, Uzi Gunna, Kid Laroi, Juice WRLD, all of these people. And to relate it back to the stock market, why, when you have so much money and so much success, would you keep investing into these penny stocks? Sometimes you got to diversify and go to some of the tried and true ways of making money, which is buy into an Apple, Amazon, some of these companies that are already doing super well and you know we're never gonna fall off, or not gonna fall off for a while, relating to some of these big pop artists that we keep mentioning. But all this DJ Khaled talk leads me to my next point, in which a lot of fans in the underground communities think that Taz Taylor kind of plays a DJ Khaled role. Now, I don't know what DJ Khaled does, but to me, it seems like he just gets people like Drake. I don't know who else is on his album. I didn't even listen to the last thing. Justin Bieber is another person, I think. Gets a song sent to him and then he just gets into the booth and just yells, DJ Khaled, we the best, or something like that. Maybe put in some ad-libs here and there. Maybe recording a voice memo while he busting on his wife's cheeks. And so essentially all he's doing is leeching off of these bigger names or artists that already made a great song and just, again, taking a cut off of it and clouting up off of somebody else while doing no work. Well, I'm here to tell you Taz's job here. Again, I don't know what DJ Khaled does, but Taz Taylor is an executive producer. And while he may not make beats currently, he did put in the work a long time ago and was making beats with Nick Mira before this whole internet money concept, in the studio, plugging in different 808s and different sounds to make cool beats. That's how he first started in the industry. Before he created his own label, he was a published producer. However, what he found out was that when you're a published producer, you're essentially not making as much money as you could if you were your own label and or producer collective, where he can outsource some of these jobs and actually come out with a better result. Because if you got 10 producers working on one beat, likely the beat is going to come out way more fire than if there's just one person, plus in way less time. Plus they can increase the output as well, especially if like one person specializes in 808s, one person does fire guitar melodies, the other person does rage shit, etc. And so
think about it like this: when you see a award show, Adele gets on stage and she accepts her Grammy. She has like 20 people on stage because she has so many people that are working with her, so many brains, and working on one song. Now the product becomes some huge. That's why Adele sells so many records, because she has so much insight, because she has so many people that are talented working on one project. Now it's going to do amazing. It's going to break records. For them, they found the best producers they could find, put them on together. And now when they put a song together, who's the best that programs drums? Okay, you do that. Who's the best person that can put in the guitar? You do that. Okay, who's the best person that can master these songs? Okay, you do that. Now they have a whole collective. They're constantly churning out this music. Okay, some people might be like, okay, well, it's not all quality. I'm not going to say that, but it's possible. Okay, they're putting out a quantity of music. Maybe not. Maybe it's not always all quality, but for the most part, it is because they are all talented. They're making sure that they're putting in the work. Like if you see Taz Taylor in his interviews, he's always talking about how much he's at work. You hardly see Taz Taylor out unless he's shooting a music video. He's always working. That's the goal for them, is to make the best music they possibly can. Yes, maybe you might say, oh, it's repetitious. They always just lead with the guitar or the melodies and whatever. It sounds the same. Okay, that's fair, but you can say the same thing about anybody because they ushered in that sound. They're going to hone that sound and own that sound and tell you and make sure we're the gods of this sound. We created it, so we're the best at doing it. Same way you can say about Drake, like I said earlier. If he constantly comes in with the underwater sample and the reverse R&B sample and stuff like that, or underwater filter, I meant, then you can say, oh, he makes the same song every time. Okay, that's fair. But then you have other people that are copying it, like the same way that people copy Internet Money sound. Like, he wants to make sure like, I'm the best at doing this, and also we created the sound. So why would I veer away from what I know what works and what I know I can make the best music doing? So I feel like it's a W.
With this, he found out where the money actually was, which was creating a label rather than being one producer where he can 10x his money, all the while being an executive producer, which is his official role, in that his skill is being able to tell if a song is hot or not. Pause. It's kind of like what we talked about in the Rushmore video earlier today or yesterday, whenever I posted that, in which Drake or Travis Scott may not write any of their songs. However, when they get this song sent to them, they can tell which one is going to be fire, which one his fans are going to like, or which one's going to suit his voice the most and his cadence and his producers, and then actually execute on that song. So relating back to Taz, he has a bunch of artists and producers signed to him, and he can kind of tell based on his knowledge of the industry, all the data he's received from the songs he's released, of which songs out of say 20 that he's given is actually going to be fire and which one to release. In fact, a lot of artists, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want to like screw anybody over, will literally hire Taz just to oversee the project. Kind of like how with Cardi, right? Whole Lot of Red. Kanye West didn't necessarily produce any of the songs specifically. Maybe he did. I'm pretty sure he didn't do any beats specifically because it was like Starboy, Out of Town. Even Ken Carson did something on there. Filthy. But what Kanye helped Cardi do is pick which songs fit where, the track list, composition, maybe some post-production, and just overall creating the album, the whole process of how to do it. Things that I can't even comprehend to explain to y'all because I don't even know. I don't even think Kanye or Taz knows. They're just sitting there like, yes, this is hard. No, it's kind of just a feeling and gut thing that not a lot of people have. And that's why there's only like one Drake, one Taz, one Kanye. So in conclusion, regarding this point, Taz Taylor is an executive producer. He knows what he's talking about. He could make a beat if he wanted to. He just has producers underneath him helping formulate.
He has made beats. Before this collective even existed, the reason why he got his deal with Alamo and Interscope is because he was the one programming the beats. Look at him now, I would say considered as a Diddy. To the fact that he looks over this whole collective, he obviously is going to get his credit because this is his label. He's giving insight for every record. He's making sure that everything comes together the right way. He's overseeing everything. So he's going to get the credit because he is still producing, not actually, programming the beats still, even though he has, but now doing more of a Diddy role. Not saying he's Diddy, but doing more of a Diddy role where he's overseeing everything, which is an executive producer.
Different ideas so that he can create as much output as possible. And with more output creates more quality because he has a larger selection. And by the way, for all the people that think that Taz is just like leeching off these people and some of these fans don't fuck with, like Ken Carson fans don't fuck with Internet Money or Taz. Ken Carson and Taz like talk on the phone, and Taz talks to a lot of these people on the phone. He has a relationship with like pretty much everybody in the music industry. Now he butts heads with some, but others mess with him heavy because they do realize the value that he brings to the table when working with him. Because if you work with Taz, you're gonna get much greater insight about how to formulate your hits while recording. But back to the reasons why some people hate Internet Money, and that the next reason is because there is this notion that Internet Money is composed of YouTube type beat producers and overall internet producers that make similar cliche beats to the poppin' sound, which you know, which is somewhat true, but also doesn't really make sense because every producer kind of hops on this wave. Could you tell me that not every producer that other people work with, like even some of the biggest names, were not at one point influenced by Pierre Bourne? And I'm not talking about YouTube type beat producers. I'm talking about some of these biggest ones, even like the hyperpop shit. Pierre Bourne was low-key the first person, or the first producer, or at least the first hip-hop producer to popularize this like video game, like even rage type of sound. And at one point or another, to become a producer that works with a lot of these favorite artists in the underground or even mainstream, even K-Swab, Trippie Redd, they all found these beats from YouTube type beat producers. There is so much talent on YouTube and just the internet in general, because if you're not on the internet, then you're not going to be found. So it's low-key a necessity. So to say that internet money is just composed of YouTube type beat producers literally don't make sense, because if you're not on YouTube, or you weren't at one point, you're just dumb and you don't know how to market your career. But in relation to that, I do see people's point saying that these YouTube producers all, at least at one point, made kind of the same sound, which was like this guitar melody sample. I don't know what it is. I'm not like a sonic professional, but for like a few years after the Juice WRLD, Lil Skies, all of these emo rap songs were popping off, that's pretty much all, and Ian Dior, that's pretty much all internet money was making for a while, because it was working. So they just kept making and making what was working, and that kind of gave them this sort of reputation of just being like a factory sweatshop of pumping out emo rap songs that all sounded the same. So after the first couple of artists that they blew up, Juice WRLD, Ian Dior, some of the others, and then afterwards kind of getting carbon copies. I'm not saying that I believe that necessarily, but that's what the public perception was, that they were just recreating the same artists over and over. That fans were kind of getting pissed off at internet money, saying like, I don't want to hear a new artist when we already got Juice WRLD, all these 2,000 to 3,000 unreleased songs that are continuing to leak every single week. And so for that, I am kind of in favor of that criticism. However, I do know for a fact that they are capable of making other beats. In fact, I know that they're already working on new sounds. Taz Taylor even went on Twitter and said that they're done with guitar samples and shit like that. So even they realize that emo rap is kind of going out of style, or at least they want to experiment in other fields. You live and you learn. They were just doing what was working. But ultimately, again, just to circle back to everything we've talked about, at the end of the day, the music business is a business, and that's all Taz Taylor and internet money is trying to do. They are technically a record label and or artist, however you want to look at it. They're getting royalties off streams, publishing, everything, working with all these artists, producers. And so everything they've done with all these criticisms that they've received is just to maximize profit, getting their music out there, making the biggest hits as possible, trying to please as many people as possible. And no matter what, when you reach a lot of people, as they've done, there's always going to be haters. And that's essentially what they've gotten. Just as I myself have received, just as Drake has received, and he's like, you know, the most selling artist ever. Just as Lil Uzi Vert has, just as Cardi has, everybody has haters. But given internet money has been exposed to so many different audiences, working with so many different artists, I feel like they've gotten a little bit more hate, like a higher percentage of it. But hopefully with the information that I have presented, knowing Taz, actually meeting him and seeing the process, dude is literally in the studio like all fucking day. Dude does not stop working. Low-key. Every time he's tweeting, he's in the studio. Every time you call him, he's in the studio. So knowing all that, I know that a lot of these misconceptions about him are definitely untrue, especially the one with him being like a DJ Khaled just leeching off people, because low-key, he be reviving some people's careers by working with them, and in general putting on people's careers by working with people even with as low as like 1,500 to 2,000 followers on Instagram. Now, is he doing it for money? Of course, but he also wants to make a good song. Who doesn't want to make money and make good music? Poor people. That is who. And so with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off on my internet money grind, because I just invested into some more Cardano and that shit up. Bought the dip, just like internet money be doing with all of these underground artists. Let me know in the comments your final decision on internet money after all the information.
All right, y'all. Well, that's the video. Just wanted to kind of dive into that. I always see these. I watched that No Jumper interview with Taz Taylor. He talked about the same thing. Why people see him as an industry or a person that creates industry plants, and they try to demonize what he does, even though it's just music. You know what I mean? It's not like he's doing anything to mess up anybody's careers. Like, if anything, like Bobbalam just said, he revives careers. Not going to speak on that of who I believe that he's revived, but he's definitely helped revive careers. He's definitely helped people get hits, and I feel like, man, he created a sound, and I'm definitely looking forward to see what sound he creates next. Like Bobbalam just said he said he's doing. So yeah, man, I appreciate you guys watching the video, taking the time out. As always, please comment, subscribe, like the video. I appreciate all the feedback. Like I said, I can't tell you how much I do. I'm not lying when I say that I always wanted to do these videos, and I always thought, well, people care, well, people like it. So I'm definitely happy to see that you guys are liking it. If you want me to react to certain videos, let me know. If you have any ideas of any videos you want me to do, let me know. Just, let's, like I said, let's build in the comments, man. Let's build a community. Please let people know about the channel. I want to get my subscribers up just so I can continue to be able to, at one point, just do this, nonstop, multiple videos every day, and just want to be able to churn out content for you guys that's quality. Give y'all different videos from different takes. I wanted to also do some videos on like different YouTubers. I'm a fan of a lot of YouTubers like Say and Jay. I don't know if you guys know who they are. Obviously, Queen and Clarence, DDG fan. I like Baby Rich too. Baby Rich been putting out some bangers recently. Obviously, most of my content has been podcast, music, stuff like that. But I would like to get into that stuff too. So let me know if you're interested. But thank you guys. Enjoy your day and have a good one.